straighten every snake that's coiled, using my Goya. Beanstalks and dreams ought to show you how many poems have I gifted since this all started. Who else has broken as much ground that has been hardened? Writer's block became farmland, apartments became orbits, seeking fresh produce in the midst of this COVID. And I'm honored if you want to partake in this produce market. I'm growing into an all-star. I mean, every New Yorker I know wants to play in the garden.
That was good wordplay.
Say that again. Pardon me, technical difficulty.
That was good wordplay, that last line. Who don't want to play in the garden?
Yo,
right?
Every New Yorker I know want to play in the garden, you know what I'm saying?
Or who everybody do, who don't?
Sheesh. Why, thank you. So that was my poem, y'all. Y'all liked it? Y'all like the visuals? My little HD, the little HD video stock footage I found on YouTube. All right, let's see. Does anybody want to go first?
No.
Oh, William. All right, so like I said, we gonna do it like we do every other time. When I say ayo, what y'all say?
Aye.
So coming to the stage, my man, my amigo. You see what I did there, amigos? Because it's amigos playing. You see what I did there? Y'all like that? I want y'all to give it up for my main man, William!
Turn to what beats eat your arteries. Each the season opponent so properly. Unleashing the dark side, what got the name. Become the.
It's all on you, Playboy.
So I wanted to do a poem about stress.
Ooh.
Okay.
Oh, he hit y'all with the voice clear. There you go. Get ready.
Stress. Stress isn't losing your data in a game. Stress isn't losing your TV recording for Hell's Kitchen. Stress is getting laid off on your job and having no source of income. Stress is not having enough money to pay the bills. Stress is not having enough money to pay for the house. Stress is having thousands of dollars but on the street, homeless. That's real stress. So when you can't watch the Super Bowl, remember what real stress is and how not being able to watch the Super Bowl is not stress.
Give it up, give it up, give it up. Give it up. I really liked how when you, like you're young, but you spoke about a lot of adult issues, but the fact that you are observant enough to understand and wise enough to understand that those issues affect people. And then at the end, just comparing that to something that we take for granted, like something like watching the Super Bowl is a luxury. It's not a need. It's not something that should add stress to your life unless you're in Vegas. So good job. Hey, Sheba, do you got any thoughts on that poem?
No, what I was thinking, yes. What I was thinking was that was a great, so later in the Zoom call, I'm gonna do a short lesson on showing, not telling. And that's a great example for showing, not telling, because he could have just been like, stress makes me mad. And that's telling, not showing. But with his poem, you could see the picture. You could see like you're on the streets homeless and you got $1,000 in the bank, but that's still not enough to cover everything that you need. So you're evicted. To be able to process all that as a child, one, lets us know that children are way more observant about adult situations.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Well, I thank you very much. So the next person that said they wanted to perform was, I saw Mark put his hands up. You still with us? You still want to go first? Still want to go second?
Okay, Mark.
All right. Well, straight from the BX borough, my hometown of the Bronx.
To the heart, I love
Give it up for Mark.
On the streets.
All right.
Go yours, Playboy.
All right. My poem topic was maturity. Maturity is part of growing up. It's as easy as sipping from a cup. As you grow up to be an adult, life throws you like a catapult. Learning what's right from what is wrong may take some time and seem very long. Deciding if I should go outside to play or be inside reading books all day. Maturity is part of growing up. Growing up is taking a leap into adulthood. Sometimes it might be misunderstood. As both sexes go through puberty, although it's confusing for you and me. Maturity is not just the death of childhood, it's the beginning of adulthood. Some people say being mature is a development to save themselves from any embarrassment. Maturity is part of growing up. Don't follow people who say, be like me. You can grow to become who you want to be. Becoming more responsible is part of maturity. Who knows, maybe you'll gain more authority. You won't know if you'll be 100% sure. Just stay optimistic and you'll be mature.
That was hard. That was super hard. So there's a couple things that I really liked about that one. Sheba, you want to chime in first or you want me to do?
The first couple thoughts that came to my mind was when he said death of childhood.
Word, that hit me.
That hit me too. Like, whoa, I never thought of childhood as being the death of something. I mean, a death of, or like, I guess it's never coming back. So I never thought of that. And you're definitely an adult slash, if you reach maturity longer than you're a child. So that's really something interesting, because when you do get older, people use being a child as an insult, right? Like when you're an adult, people are like, stop acting like a child. You're being a child. You're being childish. So that's really interesting to have the death of the childhood in there. So that was my first.
That certainly grabbed me. That lyric itself, I feel like is one of those lines that echo, you know what I mean, for eternity. Like that was real dope. And another thing that really caught me, aside from just the wordplay, is there's this quote that says, getting old is mandatory, growing up is optional. And I always just like apply that, because I know like a lot of people that are technically adults, but they're not necessarily mature. And the fact that you were able to observe that and receive that at your age lets me know that you are more mature than some adults that I know. You feel me?
Another thing I was thinking was, for a long time, I resisted being mature because I thought it would make me lose something about myself. And that poem really made me realize that being an adult is an honor.
That's dumb roll right there. All right, so give it up for Mo. Good job, good job, good job. Let's see, what do I want to hear next? Now I'm not giving anybody any more options. Now I'm gonna just call y'all. Let's see. All right, I know who I want. I want my man from the left coast to come up to the building. Y'all hear that? I gotta bring my man coming from Cali to the East Coast. Well, them left coast, but you know how you can tell you left coast? Because he got a beach in the background. I was riding around in the V12 with the racks in the middle. I had a friend already got it. Let my give it up for Tom!
All right. Can you hear me?
We can hear you, King.
All right. So I have to write a poem about frustration. So yeah. All right. As I wake up on a school day and play Xbox, even though I know I'm not supposed to, I hope my mom does not catch me. Fast forward 30 minutes, you guessed it. She caught me red-handed playing a game called 2K My Team. As she takes my phone and my Xbox, my head fills with frustration. But here's the problem. I have no one to blame except for myself. And when the weekend comes, all my friends will be at their friends' houses on vacation. I run to my room and shut my door and hope she'll give me my electronics back before the weekend. The weekend comes and I don't have my phone or controllers. I'm so stressed it feels like my blood is leaking. I'm so frustrated I walk around with an attitude like a chip is on my shoulder. But when my mom says you better fix your energy before I fix it for you, that's when my frustration turns into me being scared for my life, knowing my mom slaps hurt like a boulder. I then think back to how I could have made a better decision and I would have had my electronics right now, and how that could have prevented my mom from yelling at me and making the house shake down to the ground. The moral of the story is what goes around comes back around, whether it is good or bad. Just make the right decision and you won't be mad. Done.
Give it up for Taj. Give it up for Taj.
Yeah.
I like the imagery of that. One, I like the fact that you told the story. That always keeps people engaged. So you did like a lot of imagery. Like I could see like a lot of comparisons, a lot of similes in there. So you got real good wordplay there, you know? And geez, that one.
It's on his mom though, smacking him.
Yeah, no dry snitching, no dry snitching. Now that was hard. There was one, what was the lyric that you said that really grabbed me? Like, I love, like I'm a child of the 80s, so I always like Slick Rick and Biggie, like, you know, the storytellers. So I just was looking at everybody's face going like this because you were painting the imagery so hard. That was great. Give it up for Taj, everybody.
What I liked about Taj's poem was that he knew he was wrong in the beginning and then looped it back around. I was actually waiting to see if he was gonna loop his poem back around to the lesson. I like that he was like, well, you know, I knew better and I did not choose better, but if I would have chosen better, none of this would have happened. And I think that's good. And something else that you touched on in your poem, I don't know if you know you touched on it, but there is a serious correlation to not having social media and actually getting headaches and having a sense of withdrawal. So people actually do go through a sense of withdrawal when they don't have their social media because there is a scientific fact that the social media is the same hit as like chocolate or a drug. So that's something interesting. You should look that up. I mean, I don't know what day today is. It's today, tomorrow, and yesterday. So you should look, I was gonna say over the weekend, but you should look that up today or the next couple of days. It's a real thing. That might be another poem for you to write, but you touched on it a little bit. You said you were walking around with attitude, and I'm not sure if you know if your attitude was coming directly from not having your phone because you're mad at your mom or just having that social media withdrawal, because it's also immediate affirmation for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like, that's what it was. It was the accountability of his actions also that grabbed me.
Yes.
So, and you put like an arc of optimism in there, which I always appreciate. So give it up one more time for Taj, everybody. Now, I think we need to bring some female energy right now. So, I don't know where she at, but her room look really dark right now. I hope she's in a good space. So I want Sierra too.
Send me
Hey,
your location. Let's focus on communicating. Cause I just need the time and place to come through.
Is there a problem?
I haven't written another poem. It's the only one I've had from the last week.
All right, so Amber, do you want to step in and hold your cousin down?
Sure.
Thank you.
I want to hear last week's poem.
Oh, well.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Oh, I got you. All right, give me a second. All right.
The poem is called The Butterfly Girl. What's beauty to you? Is it the way you have your hair or your skin or how your body is shaped? Or is your thoughts of beauty what someone else told you? Because the way I recall beauty in society is if you don't fit into a box, you're not beautiful. Well, wrong. Because if you looked like every other girl walking down the street and they were all the same, wouldn't it be so boring? Also, when they say sticks and stones may break your bones, but words will never hurt you, guess what? That's also wrong too. Because when a girl has a crush on a boy and he tells her if she was shorter, thicker, or had different hair texture, or was just different at all, he'd give her a shot. Well, that makes that beautiful girl feel like she isn't good enough. What's crazy is, well, that's crazy, because when you think of a butterfly, do they start off as this beautiful creature? No, they start off as a caterpillar. They have to go through different changes to find their inner beauty and show it to the world, how beautiful it is. And no two butterflies are all the same. What is beauty? Originality and being yourself.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. Awesome. Thank you for sharing.
That one always want me to beat some little boy up. I'm just letting you know that now.
Yeah, that made me angry too.
Word up.
That's so funny. You said that made me angry at the boy for like bruh,
like
do you know who I'm about to be?
Like, get your whole life together. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo.
But you know, we need, as women, we need to learn to be like, because I go through that still as an adult. If somebody's like, oh, well, if you were this, or if you were that, or if you were this, even not even just beauty, but anything. Well, if you had different poems, I could put you here, or if you look like this. I remember one time there was a gig, Sierra, that was opening up to, but I didn't look, what was the word? I didn't look diverse enough. Now look at my picture now. I didn't look diverse enough. They were like, you don't look foreign enough. I'm like, first of all, I'm not foreign in the first place. I'm from Detroit, so that's real American, okay? And so we just got to learn as women to say straight off the bat, oh, if I had this, don't worry about it. You're not for me. And then be able to shut off that feeling for that man or woman, you know, and just be like, no, you're not for me. There's the person out there for me is not going to ask me to change anything.
Fact. That's a fact. A lot of people try to make you fit into their mold because they've been brainwashed. You can't try to adjust your beauty to fit anybody else's poison. You feel me? Give it up one more time for Sierra.
Woo! Thank you.
Right. Let's see. Next up to this mosaic. Actually, we might as well stay with the female energy. So I would like to say, I'm gonna play my guitar, my banjo, and say, coming up to the mic, my other niece, with her beautiful smile and bright background, give it up for Amber! Woo!
Okay, so my topic was freedom.
Ooh.
I sit in the car with the open window, allowing the wind to come in, the wind blowing my hair into my face. Throw it out the window. What? I want to scream, but decide to keep it inside my brain. Imagine all the cars running over it and how cool it would be to see it get crushed. I look down at my phone sitting on my lap, and I feel my hand begin to shake, as if it's afraid it's going to mess up, or as if it's going to do something it will regret. I use my other hand to grab the shaking one, and I grab on almost like it's for dear life, all while my brain is yelling at me to hurry up and just throw it out the wide open window. I just wish I could be free from these thoughts that just won't leave my mind, no matter how hard I try. And I pretend as if everything's okay, when it's not okay. And on those days, I wish I could just remake myself, give myself the freedom of these thoughts that haunt me whenever I don't need them most.
That was hard. Give it up for Amber.
That was not where I was expecting. Yeah, that was a great new perspective. Amber, do you know that song by her called "It's Not Okay"?
No.
Yeah, write that down. Look that up later today. It's a good one. She talks about that it's okay to not be okay, but just like your poem, only temporarily. Like we need to find our way back, and that's real important.
Yeah. What I really liked about that poem was, you know, when somebody thinks about freedom, what's the first thing we all think about?
Slavery,
America, the American flag, all of that stuff we've been like brainwashed to think about, right? Like the propaganda was real. So the fact that you took the topic of freedom and applied it to yourself and talking about just the freedom of your own thoughts, I thought was a very powerful way to own how you intend to liberate yourself.
Yes.
You know.
Amber, did you read I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings yet?
No, not yet.
So if I asked you that question, do you know why the caged bird sings? What is your first thought? You don't know? Yes, no.
Like I don't know.
Okay, good. There's power in saying I don't know. So read that book also with the song. Everybody should read that book. So the whole premise behind I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings is that freedom is in the mind. So the caged bird is singing because he doesn't know that he's encaged. So your poem about freeing yourself is so mature and adult and amazing. That's incredible that you know that you have to start with yourself to be free at all. And that's awesome. Great job.
I'm telling you, the one thing I've noticed since I've been doing this is how deep all of these kids' minds go. It's not surface, like, you know, you may think just because they're on their phones, there's no depth. And I've learned to, it's actually checked my projection and stereotypes of your generation. So give it up for yourselves and Amber one more time, guys. Right. I know who I want to go to next. Somebody I know that he's a space kid that half the time I know him. The rest of the time he think he fly. He won't like that, except he can't dance for nothing. I want y'all to give it up for my man, Jay! Take a shot like a friend, just all these haters.
Okay, so my poem was about ecology. So let me start. Ecology, the study of how organisms interact. See, now, I want to have ecology, if that makes any sense. More or less, I just want to be in the presence of another organism, any organism, a cat, dog, bird, another human, preferably. But what I do not prefer is this virus having ecology with the earth. This virus should have no relationship with the earth. I say this because this virus has destroyed lives and the mental stability of many. This virus is the host of the upcoming insanity in the lives of people with low mental stability. Therefore, we should rise up and quarantine till this pandemic is over.
All right.
Right.
I was a way to freak it. I was really, really interested to see where you were going to go with this one.
Yeah, that was good. That was a good connection.
Yeah, so a lot of people would just like, you know, do scientific ecology is da-da-da, but you applied it to what's going on now. And when you said specifically the virus should have no relationship with the earth, that was hard. Like that it just hit me like almost like a like when you see two people in a relationship that you know isn't gonna work out. You know what I mean? Like you're like, oh, that's toxic. Yeah, I shouldn't do that at all. You know what I'm saying? That was great.
I thought it was that he recognized that we need connection as people. Like that this virus is almost making, well, it's not almost, but it's making things worse by not having a connection with another person. He was like, I want a connection with the dog, a fish, it don't matter. I need some company. Because that's real. If we are living off of each other's energy and we're not around each other, then the energy will soon die. And I thought that was a great mindset.
God, yeah, give it up. Give it up one more time for Jay. So, all right, now, you know what I mean? As I told y'all a million times, you know, I'm a Bronx kid and I want to go home. Y'all want to come home with me? Y'all want to come home with me?
What's up, A-Train?
I'm on a 6, I'm the last stop on that 6, baby. You can't get any more uptown than Co-op, you know what I mean? Everybody give it up for my man, JJ! It's on you, Playboy.
All right, so my poem is about dedication. And it took a while to write this poem. I wrote this poem based on me playing with EJ in Fortnite.
Okay.
And my mom. So I'm gonna begin. All my battles I have to win. I have to create, I'm an architect. I have to build, I'm a carpenter. I have to fight, I'm a warrior. I'm gonna get that dub. Headphones on. It's me. My guns, my skills better than yesterday. But I'm gonna get that dub. But when can I get that dub? I waited all week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 4.5 days. But all I hear is, you want to play? Do math. You want free time? Finish ELA. You want to stay up? How's that science in ELA? That's what's life like living with a teacher that pats her head 24/7. So me. It's already done. But I'm not playing these games at school. When Friday gets here, I see my TV screen smile at me. I smile back. That is dedication.
Hey, yo. Hey.
Mom, you're mad?
There are no claps for this. No, don't clap. MJ, I see you back there.
Yo, that's hilarious.
That was. Did he
Yeah.
catch her head 24/7?
Yes.
That's funny.
Yo, I'm ready for that. Time out.
Broken
Well,
record.
a couple of things that all right. So the first thing, I love anybody that can import some level of comedy and jokes into their poetry. That keeps the crowd laughing, that keeps everybody interested, and I just love reading it because I love a good joke.
It was unresistible.
The second thing I really appreciate, I like your opening. I gotta get this, I am this. Got this, that, the third, I am this. Like that formatting was real dope. Like it really kind of like put people in the mindset of what Fortnite is and how like it's more than just a simple game that I'm looking at in your brain. You're actually creating stuff. You're architecting. You're an engineer in your brain. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then, but the fact that you're dedicated to the video game, I think is hilarious. So you got
And the
anything else, people?
stress of not being able to get to it all week, and then all of a sudden, boom, it's there, and he's happy, and the TV is smiling, and he's smiling back at the TV, which is great that he made an inanimate object have a personality.
Yes, yes. The imagery was dope. Imagery was dope. Yvette, did you write one about dedication to match his?
No, I was dedicated to teaching these students this week. So.
Oh, we got all the.
You
Give
was
it up for the teachers in here.
He was trying to multitask being a mom and a teacher.
Oh, hey, way to step up for your moms too. Good job after, because you know
He had to after that joke.
Word up. Trish, you got one to match Mark's joint?
I do.
All right, let's get busy.
Okay. Maturity. Pardon the outside noise. Maturity can be physical, emotional, or social. As you get older, you learn to put aside things that are trivial. Born a baby, not knowing what is right from wrong, tantrum and tears all day long. These changes can sometimes be mysterious. Know when it's time to play or be serious. Boys and girls differ a lot. Their timing may not align, but it's what they've got. Teaching them about the birds and the bees can help them foresee what life will turn out to be. From the simple task of listening more and talking less, being mature can be a blessing and not acting reckless. Gradually, you learn that it's okay to admit that you're wrong. It's not a sign of weakness, rather that you are strong. Strong like a rock with a heart like gold, foundations are based on integrity that help to mold. Showing empathy, thinking before you act, and being accepting, constructive criticism is a sign that you are doing just that. Putting your pride aside to assist others, help is on the way to sisters and brothers. Inspired by others to be an inspiration, initiates a part of you that is a new creation. Maturity aids in better decision-making, limiting consequences that may leave you aching. Maturity will occur to us all, whether you are big, little, short, or tall.
Good job, good job. I love how you was like really just like, I'm gonna just drop all the jewels that I've collected over the years. And you know, like I'm gonna give them this checklist to let them know this helps. I'm gonna give you the blueprint. Don't mess up like I did. You know what I'm saying?
There you go, right?
And that in itself is the personification of maturity. Feel me? Good job. We appreciate you always chiming in.
Thank you.
Now I want to hear somebody else. I want to bring it back to ATL real quick. You know what I'm saying? It's starting to get nice outside in Atlanta. I don't know about New Yorkers, but you know, it's feeling a lot like summertime. And I know a little girl that's been looking outside her window, dying to get outside and enjoy it. So I want everybody to give a warm welcome to Me Money Bag.
Okay, so
I was dancing. I was doing a shoulder dance. I was getting busy.
my topic was fear. And here's my poem. Fear is something that haunts me. When I see it, it makes me jump. When you feel it, you want to take it out and kill it. It's a feeling you can't get out. Thoughts that haunt and make you feel you can't move. Crying in fear of coming face to face with your past or coming face to face with your fear. You think till your little daughter comes and gives you a hug, a tight hug. Then you realize fear is something that you can get rid of. And it can go away if you're brave and look to your future and take care of your kids and make a family.
Okay, that was dope. So let me ask you.
That was all over the place.
I know you were writing that from like the perspective of you, but then you said so your daughter comes up. So were you writing that from like thinking as if you were your dad?
Yeah.
I picked it up. All right. I see you. You with your Nas. That's that Nas pen right there. You writing as somebody else. Good job.
You know what it felt like to me, to be honest, it felt like she was writing it from her own perspective first, and then there was a switch in the middle where she thought about her dad. It's almost like she started from her own perspective and then was like, somewhere in there, her mind switched and was like, I wonder, or not I wonder, I hear, or I've picked up on some fears that my dad has had, said. So that was, I don't know if it's purposeful or not, but it was really dope.
Like a journal entry.
Perspectives in one poem.
Yeah, that's a very empathetic way to do. I know I would like if my kids paid attention to like how I felt. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
Called you.
Oh wow.
He did it.
Well.
Okay. You're right.
On this side. Next up to the mic, let's bring up MJ. I'm sorry, I couldn't find your song.
You're doing a great job DJing in between. This is really actually inspiring. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. Step up. Okay. You want to take the chair?
So my poem was about growth, and I wasn't there the first time, so I had to do it. And it may be a little short, but yeah. Growth can be different in some ways. Like people haven't seen in a while and say, oh my God, how you go from this little man to a grown man, the man with the plan. Also, when you grow, you mature mentally and physically. Like in how in second grade, you're misspelling words. And then when you become an adult, you're changing the course of history by creating new words. Words that inspire people, making a new generation feel like they need to be needed and take what needs to be taken. Because when they're taking it, they're taking a big leap of growth. Thank you.
All right. That caught me off guard. So I'm gonna tell you why. At first, when he started going down, I was like, okay, he's just trying to be a hand with the with the stage presence. He was acting, and then he says, when you got to the words and you said, when you're young, you misspell words, and then you change the course of history by creating new words and giving them different definition and texture. That applies so much to not just slang culture, but the N-word. Think about that. We see that being said all around us and how that definition has changed in some contexts. So I think that was very powerful to show how not just how people grow, but there's growth all around as a society. You feel me? Mm-hmm. What's your thoughts, Sheba? Hello?
My bad. Sorry. I was like trying to clean up so I can finally put my video on. What I was thinking was, I totally agree with the changing of the words. One time in the beginning of my poetry career around 2001, some of y'all weren't even born yet. That's so funny. I made up this word in one of my poems that became one of my signature poems. And I said, if I treacherize your eyes, something, blah, 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 right? Nobody ever challenged it. And I was always interested. And then one day I asked in a workshop, like, why didn't nobody ever say, like, what the heck is treacherize? And their answer was because it sounded like it was supposed to go there. So,
it's like hateration. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
exactly. That's a better example. Hateration. Yes.
when the word implies what it means, and
yes, then right.
Basically, as long as the word conveys the point, it's a word.
It's a word. And so you do have the power. And I was thinking that as spoken word artists, as poets, you do have the power to make up stuff and then have a new trajectory for the future. And I think that's another very mature thought process to have as a young writer. That's great.
Thank you.
That was dope.
You're welcome.
Here we go. Up next to the mic, the other better part of me.
I'll take the chair. I'll take the chair.
Right there. Come on. All right, Jesus. See what little girls make you do, yo.
My poem was about
You gotta remember, you gotta speak up. So how about you hold it like this, so that way you're talking to them like that.
Okay. My poem is about independence. It's not one of my favorites, but independence. In the story of life, there are things that can help you. Independence is one of them. Independence has guided me on my journey of life. In certain situations, my independence helps me. It helped me one time when both of my two best friends weren't there at school. Me being independent helps me. I realized that I can be independent but still enjoy having people around. Independence is something that I would use to describe myself.
Hey, give it up, give it up. Woo! She said, I realized I could be independent even when there are people around. That is very hard for most human beings that I know. They kind of adopt and adapt to whoever they're around and become what the group think is. So the fact that you appreciate your independence is a very strong thing. So high five to that.
They're gonna make me cry. They're awesome. This is great.
Any other thoughts on that, Miss Queen Sheba Professor?
I mean, again, another very mature thought process to have. And now that you've written it down, hopefully that's something that you charge yourself with for your life, is that you remain independent. And not to say that you can't be flexible when you're in a situation that requires flexibility, but that you have your own independent thought process, that you ask questions, that you just don't go with the flow. A friend of mine and I came up with a saying, and it's a very silly saying, but it still has the same premise. And we say, we're not cattle. So just what that means is, you know, all the cattle go in one direction. If the farmer or the dogs come out to herd them, they all go and they follow each other, right? So whenever we want to have a thought process against the norm or against what the group is doing, typically around, you know, a whole bunch of poets, everybody's like, oh, I want to go to Waffle House, or oh, I want to go to this place. And you're like, I'm not cattle, I'm going to go to such and such. And so that's a great, great, great thing to have for yourself. And I just, you know, really am excited to see you hold on to that and become a mature adult. So that was awesome. That was great.
Awesome, awesome. So we got one more performer before we bring up our feature for the night. So, you know what I'm saying? He said he got joints in stash. He said he got more poems than you got hair on your face. He said he got more poems than you got teeth in your mouth. I want you to give it up for my man, Jamel! Okay, just add some honey. Let's hear something.
All right. Hold on. My wife is printing right now. Hold on 1 second.
Okay.
I'm coming. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, we're not doing nothing over here. We're just gonna be on your time. Don't worry.
I'm out. All right.
Yeah, I'm out.
All right. So I'm won't copy William, but I wrote about stress just like William. Stress. I haven't felt your energy around lately, keeping me up all times of night with worst case thoughts running through me. The way you had me wrapped around your finger, I thought we'd be together forever. You feeding me lies to keep us together. Truth be told, it was never the way you told me it was. All you told me was lies under the disguise of love. I know I threw you for a loop last time you tried to come through. You saw me playing the field with a few outside of you. I got this older lady named Meditate, and Lord, is she great. We usually do our thing early morning before the sun rises. She gives me a new perspective of life. She quiets my mind and keeps me centered. She's definitely a winner. I've also been creeping with Miss Long Walks. She keeps me young and healthy. During the days I start to feel you back, During the days I start to feel you come back in my life, I catch flight. Running around with her keeps me right. I'm all right. You see, I'm starting to understand this ebb and flow of life. Even the moment you sneak in my life, I'm mindful your energy is only temporary. And for that, I'm grateful for the lessons you've taught me. No more stress.
Give it up, give it up. I thought that was a very interesting perspective to take as a married man about.
Yeah, I was like, whoa, whoa.
as look at her face, she's like, word, that's the way you wanted to go with that.
That was great metaphor though.
Yeah, it was. I like what he's saying is that the presence of his wife being all of the above is removing of the stress. See, I be peeping game, I be peeping that game, yo.
Say it louder. Say it. Yes, brother. That's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah, what he said. Yeah, that thing right there.
Right. So now, you know, like I know, we got a Detroit native, and every time she steps on stage, she fixes her crowd because it's Detroit versus everybody. Give it up now. Give it up for Queen Professor Sheba. Yo, you got to.
Oh wait, where's my video? Oh, okay. Wait, where's my video at? Hey, turn up. I'm outside. Woohoo! Yes, I'm outside painting my porch. I was multitasking. I was doing my nails. I was doing a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah, I learned to do more than one thing at a time because quarantine will have you sitting, doing nothing.
You're outside.
I am outside.
Uh-oh.
My porch on my purple swing.
6 feet.
6 feet. Let me tell you, I get outside 1 hour a day and I'm so excited about it. This is my neighborhood. I live in the, let me see, can I turn this around? Let's see, does that work? Let me see, oh yes, okay, here's my neighborhood. Here's my porch. I've been painting my rails. See my rails all shiny. And yeah, this is me. This is where I live at.
Basically, what she's telling you is that even if just because she's outside, don't mean people are anywhere between 12 to 20 feet of her because she got to stunting with her big front yard.
Nobody is in this joker. All right, so I'm gonna have you guys do a quick lesson. The biggest thing. So when you become a poet, which you all are now, and I'm on my phone, so I can't see everybody at the same time. So when you become a poet, one of the biggest things is having people see what you're talking about. If we can see it, we can connect to it. If we can visualize it in our head, we can connect to it. So it's important to learn the art of showing and not telling. So this is just a quick lesson on showing, not telling. So I want everybody to get something to write with, even if it's your phone or just some little scrap of paper. We're not going to write a lot. And I'm going to time this for 1 minute. And you're going to, it can be a sentence, a phrase, not another word. It needs to describe the word love. What does love look like to you? So don't say love is warm, because warm is another telling word. What does warm look like? Warm looks like to me, who had that blanket? Wait, let me go see. I'm scrolling.
JJ, that was JJ.
Yes. So warm looks like laying or sitting on the bed with a onesie on. That's what warm looks like to me. So what does love look like to you? Love looks like to me somebody giving me a foot rub. Love looks like to me somebody making my favorite dessert. Love looks like to me somebody stocking my refrigerator full of groceries. That's what love. So love is an action. Right? So love is an action. So take 1 minute, 60 seconds and describe what love looks like to you.
What's your favorite dessert?
Oh man. Ooh, my favorite dessert for real. Not the best one for me, but my favorite dessert is like triple chocolate old-fashioned cake. And there's an amazing vegan spot, vegan bakery in Decatur. It's called Southern Sweets. And that's where you can get amazing, I'm a vegan, y'all, vegan. And there's amazing desserts they have. It's a whole bakery and they have carrot cake, chocolate cake, truffle. I mean, it's just awesome. Everything in there is amazing and delicious. And a lot of the restaurants in Atlanta carry their desserts, so it's great. What's that place on Peachtree that everybody goes to late night? Intermezzo.
Intermezzo.
Yeah.
Slamming.
Yeah, Intermezzo has that. Okay, so 1 minute, describe to me what love looks like to you. Do, 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 do.
Boom. Drops Mike. Hey, Jalen. How you doing, princess?
Good.
I like that onesie, yo.
Thank you.
You found one for me in my size?
That onesie looks comfortable.
I'm about to say I will sport that outside regular. What up, Tiff?
Y'all got about 15 seconds left. Okay. All right. Now, the second word I want y'all to use, and then we're going to share. Come have a seat, Charlotte. My running buddy is here. My running buddy is 20 years younger than me, y'all. She's a college basketball player, so we go running together every night. All right. So another word, and I picked this up from one of your poems today during your open mic, was lies. 3 of you used the word lies in your poem. So again, we'll do another 60 seconds. What does a lie look like to you? That one's a little difficult because a lie could be deception, right? But deception is another telling word. So deception to me looks like, deception is when, deception is when you're inside the house and you look outside and the wind is blowing and the trees are bending and you go and you grab a coat, a jacket, you step outside and it's 80 degrees. You're like, whoa, wait, that was deceptive because it looked cold, right? So what does a lie look like to you? 60 seconds, go right now. When somebody lies to you, what does that look like? What do they look like? What do they do?
A lie to me looks like when my mom doesn't look mad when my report card comes, and then when you get in the house, she has a belt on her hand.
Yes, that's perfect. That's perfect. That's a perfect example. When she doesn't look mad, when she has a stoic face, but a belt in her hand, that is a lie. That's awesome. That is an awesome description. So as poets and writers, we listen differently at an open mic. So if you go to an open mic, you're not listening the same as somebody who's just like, oh, let me go out to this open mic and chill with my boo, with my bae. And, just it's a vibe. It's cool. We going. You're listening with, is this going to be cool, interesting? Am I going to be able to connect? And so when you write, that's the same thing you should be thinking about. And I'm just going to use this term loosely. This does not mean that anybody was lazy, but when you write, don't be lazy. So when you come across words that you think are telling, even colors, pink, blue, yellow, red, what does red look like? Red looks like burnt finger fingerprints. I was gonna say burnt nails too. Acrylic can burn. That looks crazy. It has that little black stuff on the ends. So it could be burnt fingertips. Fingertips are missing, burnt, right? Somebody's face, that could be a burn victim. You could describe what that looks like. So when you're writing, make sure that you go over the ledge. All right, let me hear some of your loves. Anybody jump in?
I love it. Okay, so when you asked to see what love looks like, I said love is like someone hugging. They're trying to.
Yes, hugging looks like love. Yes, absolutely. An embrace. Hugging could be a telling word, but you could say when two people embrace full on or something like that. Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
And I also say doing things that no one else would do for that special someone.
Wait a minute, say that again.
Like when someone does something that no one else wants to do for that special someone, like they have the attic and no one wants to go in the attic. Ask you to do the attic, so you're like, okay, I'll do that.
When they ask you to do something and they do it, that looks like love?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Amaya?
You're right.
All
Okay.
right. Mark had his hand up.
Okay.
Love looks like two people holding hands.
Yes, absolutely. Because it makes you feel good when you see it, right? It doesn't even matter who it was. There was a beautiful picture of Cardi B and her sister. They were in an award show and they were holding hands, and that looked like love to me. That was beautiful. All right, who else?
What you got, Imagine?
I said that love, an action word that people do not lie. They explain to you things they go through. They give me massages and buy me things. You do the same for them and do not have to tell them that you love them.
Oh, you wrote a whole poem.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Buying things is definitely, gift giving is definitely a love language for sure. That's one of my love languages is gift giving. So okay. And there was a song about ruining it by saying I love you. So basically your actions should say that you love someone without you having to say so. So that's perfect. All right, let me get one more person on love and then we'll go to lies.
What you got, William?
With something and somebody spending time with spending time with somebody, and
yes, spending time with someone is definitely spending positive time. Let's put that in there. Spending positive time. There could be toxic time.
and then I also put people cuddling.
Oh yeah, that's cute. I like that. Cuddling. Cuddling is nice. That's very good. All right, let me get 3 people to do lies.
Raise your hand if you got something for lies.
Mark Rowe, is that your name or is that your dad's name?
Mark went already. Let's get Sierra.
No, that's my name. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Hold on. We gonna Sierra, go ahead.
I put for lies when you disregard how a person feels so that you can save yourself, etc.
Yes.
Etc. When you get in trouble, like if I were to come home and I did something wrong at school and I wanted to keep it a secret, but my grandma finds out and she gets mad and I lie about it, 1, I'm gonna probably get more in trouble, and 2, I'm disregarding her feelings and just caring about myself.
That's selfish, right? So is a lie, what was my question? I had a question. A secret, is a secret always a lie?
It depends on what it is.
Context.
It's like, okay, I'm gonna use like a couple as an example. The couple, well, maybe a guy can get her a gift. But when he goes out to get the gift, he does something sneaky behind her back.
Well, what about if it was positive? What if he had to go get the gift, but it was still positive and was like, oh, I need to go to the store. Go meet my homeboy to go play basketball, but he's not really going to play basketball. He's going to get a gift. Does that make it a lie?
It can be. It could be deceiving a little bit because you're telling her one thing and doing another.
So the question is, are all lies bad?
Are all lies bad? Okay.
No.
Okay, that's good. All right, 2 more people for lie, and then we'll wrap up the lesson.
Okay. I said nice face but terrible personality.
Won't he do it?
That is a lie. For sure, nice face and terrible. You'd be like, hi, how you doing? What you want? Oh, okay. You know what?
Yeah, I'm good on this.
That was good. Somebody else. Let's hear from an adult.
Oh.
Yes, go, Poppy. What is a lie?
A lie looks like a missed call, only to find out it's a butt dial.
That's a good one. And it's so positive, so that's good. Okay. Here's 60 seconds for me, and then we'll wrap up this lesson. So look, they tricked us. You're not supposed to love it unless I'm half nude, nipples protruding through on the video shoot. But you already know what I'm about. A self-sponsored headhunter, red, black, and green on my medallion, a black fist on my Afro pick. First rule, only fools Google the revolution. I tell these players the same as I tell these street hustlers. Your position's entry level. Fronting like you're an executive and you work in the mailroom, getting fiked like Louima, plunged in the bathroom while white folks got the office with the window. Rebel music makes gangsters clap for a different reason. No hammers, no barrels, just applause and a reason to go home. And I can't lie and say I ain't thought about suicide, but if Jesus walks, then Allah runs marathons. Kickbox your skeletons, plan to make better decisions, work smarter, play harder, let your children love their father, procreate, plant seeds like a garden, and pray to God they find peace and self-knowledge. Because you're not supposed to love yourself unless you wake up like the Simpsons, expecting everybody to hate Chris and end up like Bobby and Whitney. Take control like Dave put the Chappelle show on hold and chant Pharaoh, Pharaoh, tell the police to release the chokehold and let my people go. Boom!
He said, if Jesus walks, then Allah runs marathon.
Hello.
Hello.
Let your children love their father, though. How about that? How about that? So many times we play chess or whatever with our kids. Okay, so the lesson for you guys is, even in that little 60-second rant, were you able to see some visuals? Yes, no, maybe so, right? So even if you're doing, some bars, even if you're doing a haiku, even if you're doing a long spoken word piece or something short for the page, is very important that you see. If you can't see it, your audience or your reader can't see it. If you just say hot, cold, you're leaving it up to hot, cold, red, blue. You're leaving it up to the listener or the reader to determine what hot, cold, red, blue means for you. But you don't want that. You want to say, it singed my fingertips. My shirt was half off because it got caught on fire, or whatever that means to you. So don't be lazy with your writing. My name is Queen Sheba. Follow me on IG.
Give it up for Queen Sheba.
Look, stay healthy. I know y'all got to stay inside, but get outside and get your exercise on. Don't be inside.
We love you, sis.
Peace. Thank you so much. Thank you, Poppy. This is great.
Sure. All right, kids, we're gonna get y'all ready for your topics? Yes. All right, let's start with Amber. Tell me when to stop. Left to right.
Left.
A river.
River? Oh, okay.
River. No one, Amber, she's gonna be like, the river was running and made everybody drown. All right, Sierra, you ready?
Real quick. Yeah, sure.
Tell me when to stop.
Stop.
Left to right.
Right.
Searching.
Ooh.
Mark, you ready? You ready, buddy? Mark.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Tell me when to stop.
Stop.
Left to right.
Left.
The sun.
The sun.
Yep. Right up there. Will, you ready?
Yeah.
Tell me when to stop.
Stop.
Left to right.
Right.
Peace. Peace.
Sorry.
Jalen, you ready?
Yeah.
Tell me when to stop.
Stop.
Left to right.
Right.
Temptation. Ooh. Angela, you ready? No? No, okay. Taj, you ready? Tell me when.
Stop.
Left or right?
Right.
A broken heart.
Oh my God. Okay.
Jace, you ready?
Yes.
Tell me when to stop.
Yeah. Stop.
Left or right?
Right.
Affection.
Got it.
Why you get all the boo loving topics, yo?
I don't know.
Yeah, pick again.
Imagine you want to take affection. Imagine. No. All right.
I'll take it.
You're stuck with it. You're stuck with it, Jace. Lover boy.
I'm fine with that.
Ready? Tell me when to stop.
Stop.
Left or right?
Left.
A secret. JJ, you ready?
Sure.
Tell me when to stop.
Okay. I can't see your screen.
So just tell me.
Stop.
Left or right?
Left.
Moments.
Moments.
So y'all.
Oh, okay, I got something. All right.
Oh yeah, MJ, what's yours? Tell me when to stop.
Stop.
Left or right?
Left.
Soulmate.
Oh.
See you and Jay's the two lover boys. Amaya, you ready?
Yes.
Tell me when to stop.
Stop.
Left or right?
Right. I mean left.
Thank God.
No,
Eternity.
No.
Left is eternity.
No. She said right is romance. No,
Yeah.
I meant to say left. Okay.
Right was romance. So I'm glad she said she picked left. She changed it. All right, you got to write about eternity, okay?
Yes.
All right, y'all all have fun? Y'all enjoyed yourselves?
Yes,
All right, knock on the walls, make some noise.
Mom, pat your head.
Oh, shots fired. All right, everybody. Peace. I hope y'all have fun. Peace. Let's go before JJ gets killed.
You guys on Sunday.
Peace.